So we went fishing for big lake trout, got some food on the way, and even caught some smaller fish. It's hard to catch these. You see, lake trout live really deep, so we're on a special boat with downriggers. These fish were 150 feet down. Without getting too technical, a downrigger lets you fish really deep water. This is usually done while the boat moves very slowly, and sometimes it takes a while, but the rewards yield high. There's nothing like catching a lake trout in really deep water. They can sometimes swell up due to the atmospheric pressure. But this one's gonna be dinner, so we'll help out. The morning started off breezy at the Priest Lake Marina. There will be 5 of us on the boat today, including the captain. Our captain's name is Zach. Zach is chill. I don't know if we're supposed to call him captain, but today he's Captain Zach Sparrow. Let's go, baby. Zach is being paid to be here. He's a fishing guide and he takes people fishing for money. It's well worth it because he knows exactly where the fish are. Fishing guides usually have their own boat. Zach does, and this one has downriggers. We'll be using those today. I think this whole trip was about $900, but we didn't have to bring anything. Zach had everything ready to go. We just had to show up. Like I said in the beginning, we're fishing for lake trout. And to catch these, you usually need a downrigger. I'm going to do my best to explain this without getting mathematical. I'm also quite sick right now recording this voiceover, so just bear with me. All right, so this is a downrigger. I know it's in a sus position, but my bad, Zach. I'm just trying to get a good angle here. Okay, so downrigger, fishing rod. The downrigger has a weighted line on it, and you connect your normal fishing line from your fishing rod to the downrigger line. The downrigger line has a heavy weight on it, which will bring your normal fishing line pretty much as deep as you want it to go. When a fish bites on your normal fishing line, you just set the hook and it will disconnect from the downrigger line. Then you can reel the fish in like normal. If you didn't use a downrigger, it would be really hard to get your line that deep in the water. We're talking hundreds of feet. Now that you know how and why downriggers, let's keep fishing. It's weird to fish deep water because it takes so much longer to reel the fish in. When you're fishing normally, you usually only cast like 20 to maybe 70 feet, meaning you only have 20 to 70 feet of line to reel in. That said, if you catch a fish with the downrigger, you might be reeling in 100 to 200 feet of line. It takes a lot longer to reel in. I'm sorry, but I can't show this next part. Bro's head bone is broken now. Rest in peace, fish. Zach's fish senses are tingling right now. Let's go, baby. That's a fish. Woohoo! A big old lake trout. Package secured. No, Zach, this fish was full of Kool-Aid and it was leaking all over the boat. This is a live well. It's where you can put fish that are alive or not. I actually don't know for sure if this is a live well. If you know what it is, let me know. Next up, the reason we're here. One of our team members had his 87th birthday today. It's time for him to catch a lake trout. We helped him up on the deck so he could reel a fish in on his own. This man grew up fishing and has always loved fishing. Fishing this lake for lake trout was something he always wanted to do. So we're making it happen today. Once he got in position, he took the rod and just started going for it. This was kind of wholesome to see, and as a young fisherman, it means a lot. This dude's been fishing way longer than I have, and he's probably caught hogs. Yeah, he's from Alaska, the land of the big fish. All jokes aside, he's the reason we're here, and I can only imagine at 87, it's gotta be tough reeling in a big fish. But this man loves fishing, and that makes this moment a little bit more special. The guy holding him up is actually his son, making sure that he's stable while he reels the fish in. From deep water to near the surface, Zach is about to net the fish. Now, at 87, this man caught a lake trout on Priest Lake, and that's what he wanted to do for his birthday. And I respect that. Yeah, both the other dudes on the boat, those are his kids. They're taking him fishing. I'm just here for the ride. And the ride has been great. There's good vibes all around. Shout out to Zach for helping out. That's a big old fish. No, Zach. No, please don't. Look at this dude. He's happy as heck. I should mention, I've been calling these lake trout, but these are also referred to as mackerel or mackerel. I don't really know which way to say it, to be honest. But congrats on the big fish, my dude. Into the fish tank it goes. I still don't know if this is a live well or a cooler, but Zach, what are you doing? Bro, we caught this other trout and it looked like it'd been attacked, which is kind of wild to see. We figured that it was probably picked up by a bird at some point and the bird just couldn't get it out of the water or it dropped it. It's kind of interesting. In total, I think we caught 6 lake trout. That took about 2 to 3 hours. Lake trout fishing is definitely a little bit slower, but the rewards can be massive. This is what we were using. Here's an up close of the downrigger weight, just for size reference. Well, that's pretty neat. What's up, y'all? We've never been on a boat this nice. I'm used to a Walmart kayak. We saw this sailboat cruising along. We were kind of concerned because there was barely any wind. Turns out they were all good. We're going to get snacks now. I'll show you where to get snacks at this lake. Woohoo! Snack time, baby! So you want to go to Elkins Resort. Hear me out. I don't know how to get there. Just Google Elkins Resort. You can dock your boat there and they got the goods. Before we head inside, check out how clear this water is. I don't know exactly why Priest Lake has such clear water, but we'll touch on that later. I got distracted by this old phone booth, so this is the only footage I got of Elkins, but trust me, they got snacks. If you can't make it to Elkins, go to Hills Resort. They also have snacks. All right, we're going bass fishing with a live scope. I've never used one of these, but I'm excited to try it. There's one bass. These are all smallmouth bass. And bro, there was so many of them. Granted, we could see all of them with the live scope. We just cast it out where we saw them on the live scope and 98% of the time caught a fish. And then this happened.
You don't mean to scare your fish away.
You're right. You can't scare them. They're pretty dumb.
What's that?
They're pretty dumb.
Any luck so far?
Yeah, we caught some bass and we caught some lake trout.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's some luck
Maybe we
right
scared
there.
it
Yeah.
over to you.
Yeah. You guys work for the state?
Anyways, we kept fishing. They in fact did work for the state. Bro, I was just curious. You see, this lake is so clear and in such good condition that there's groups that will study the plant life. It's actually really good for the environment and it's really cool what they get to do. One thing to mention about fishing really clear water, whether that be in a river or lake, you want your line to be really clear. This applies more to fly fishing, but can also ring true for bass fishing. We're in really shallow water and want to make sure that our line is not as visible. I've even seen people use leaders in bass fishing. Whatever gets the job done. While we were bass fishing, Zach went ahead and filleted these fish. What an interesting process. Rest in peace, fish. Later, dude. We definitely caught some more fish throughout the day, but I was on 3 hours of sleep and the day was almost over. As we wrap up this video, I want to give a big thanks to Fins and Feathers Coeur d'Alene. They're a local tackle shop and guide service. Zach works for them. I also want to say hello and thanks to Castaway Fly Shop and Silverbow Fly Shop. Those are two local fly shops with guide services you can visit as well. Let me know, should we come back here? We might be ice fishing this winter. Later, dudes.